Yeah, so just before the break, I asked you how come the Indian perfumery industry isn't really as well known, considering we've been using it for centuries. So, what was that? You do say that there is some special oil that comes from Kannauj, but what's the background of all that?
Yeah, because Kannauj was famous for rose oil and stuff like that, and they were so highly priced, only the Mughal courts could afford to use it.
Okay.
Of course, rose water is a byproduct which has
rose water is part of every shadi. Come around.
That it got used, but then it was basically for the gentry, the perfume industry, and if somebody down the line used it, they were not well thought of.
Oh.
You understand? Evening, if you dress and go out with a perfume and all, you had a stigma attached to it, especially women wearing it in India.
You mean associated with prostitution. Or all that? I can imagine.
We can't. Yes, that's how it was, and then even now, I think some villages.
So a smelly woman is high class, and a good smelling woman is low class.
In fact, the height of Mughal Empire was, you must have seen in Red Fort, different taps, different kinds of perfumes coming.
That's true.
The king king having a nice bath in that fragrant, these kind of things.
So it was just the cost that kept it away from.
Kept it away, and also the cost of extraction is very high. Like now, the rose oil from Bulgaria sells around 4.5 lakhs per kilo. It's quite expensive.
Okay.
And we can't use per se as it is. Those guys could use it because.
So that's 1 liter. You're saying.
1 kilo.
A kilo is about a liter, I guess.
Our essential oil will cost so much.
So what goes into it before it becomes something that you apply on yourself?
See, what happens is now, those days it was called soliflor, or a single flower perfume.
The oil of the flower.
Yeah. Like we had jasmine perfume, or a tuberose, or a rose, or a gardenia, carnation, this kind of perfume. I think somewhere down the line, I think the perfumers also got fed up, and the general public which used also got fed up, because they could pick out you're wearing jasmine or a. So the lady who wear also wanted some secretive element to be involved in that.
Some little difference.
People can't make out, I'm wearing this, I'm wearing. So what they started was a cocktail, mixing different oils, perfumery
So it's a bartender in the
perfumery business. Compound. But see, let me be honest, every perfume will have top note, which is the moment you spray, it lasts for 5 minutes or less than that. Then the heart note, which is the personality of the perfume, that will stay for a few hours.
What you're saying sounds like what they say, the stuff about wines, in a fruity note with overlays of this, that. So
then the heart of the thing lasts for a few hours, say 5-6 hours. Then the base on which the perfume is built. Base normally will be made of woody elements, some balsamic and some resins like labdanum and stuff like that.
Okay.
So these are.
And all these available in India, or they have to come from?
No, we import. Every raw material is available, and if some perfumer says he can't make it with his perfume is not available, he's bluffing. Everything is available across the counter in anywhere in Bombay, Delhi or Calcutta, Madras, everywhere it's available.
Okay.
And it's easy to get.
Like you said, patchouli oil.
Patchouli oil basically comes from Indonesia, but now it's grown in Bangalore and Hosur, places like that, where I was in Yercaud for 2 years. There also planters were growing.
So what would it cost, this patchouli oil?
Patchouli oil today costs about, what it used to cost 5,000, about 4,000-5,000 rupees today. Used to cost about 500-600 some years ago. Now it's.
Okay.
See,
why is that? General rupee value going down, or is it that more people chasing after it?
More people chasing and less acreage also. Like vetiver, which used to cost $500, today costs 17,000 a kilo.
Really?
Because the land for cultivation is very less now. Of course, some houses are doing it here and trying to match up, and even some are exporting even to people like Christian Dior and all that, because the quality is acceptable. Okay. So that is the case, because this country should actually be the house of all the essential oil because of our biodiversity, climate and all that.
Yes. So
government has not paid heed, nor the entrepreneur, because I don't know for what reason. Now some people are trying to get into it.
What about the famous company like Bengal Chemicals? I remember them making some perfumery. Do they have some things?
No, they were making finished products with the perfumes.
They're just blending?
They were using in their...
not distilling anything?
No.
But is it true that somebody in Bombay was telling me once that if I were to tell him any particular smell, like the old brute or...
Yeah, it can be made.
And you can just mix it up and make it together?
I can make it myself. It's not a big deal, because we are sniffer dogs basically smelling in a stub or whatever you call it. The
Okay.
perfume is sprayed, we keep smelling, we find out what are the different chemicals and essential oil that go into it.
And you can just make
then
it.
we start blending it. 4, 5 times we do, fifth, sixth time we may be able
So
to.
you can mess up Chanel totally in this country?
Chanel it's made, and I
You
made it
can-
for a perfume.
you can mess them up?
In fact, I made it for
A friend.
shampoo for our Sadayush. We have one Ayurvedic kind of spa.
And you created the same smell.
Same smell can be created.
Okay, so this is one side of Vrindavan. When I started, I said there was something else that Narasimhan does, which is what we'll find out when we come back in the last one. It's quite a different thing.